for you, what have been some of the most significant challenges that you've encountered in the early stages of the business? I mean, you guys are what, almost 3 years in now. Um, and, what have been some of the hard times in trying to, get Worttth to the point that it is now, where I guess you are a successful, growing, big plans for the future, I'm sure. But yeah, what have those big challenges been, and how have you guys dealt with those?
Sure. Yeah, I think we're not quite at 3 years. We're coming up to the 2 year mark, but it feels like 3 years. The first year felt like
Does feel like three. I mean, it feels like you've been around
I
forever.
know, I know. I mean, the one that does jump out was, initially it was just Matt and I, and we were doing everything from start to finish. So capacity was a big piece. That was definitely significant challenge early on. Luckily, we both have very understanding wives who gave us a lot of space and grace to go out and build something that we were excited about. Um, but we've built our team, and in fact that team has taken this business so much further, and we've been intentional about the people that we've hired and added to our team. I think in many instances they bring things that Matt and I can't bring to our clients. So we've been very intentional about surrounding ourselves with the right people and building a great team. And then another, significant challenge is probably just standing firm to our values. I think about integrity, and quite early on, Matt and I with two clients that sort of questioned our integrity, or business integrity specifically. And I think as a startup, it's quite, as an early startup, it's always difficult to let clients go because you're so dependent on every client in those early days. But a lot of the clients sometimes shoot from the hip, and so they make some tricky decisions. And I think that's one of the benefits of having a partnership where Matt and I we're not having to deal with this on our own. And so Matt and I were able to have robust conversations with each other and say, this is not what we stand for, and this is not what we want to build our business around. And so it gave us sort of the confidence to go and terminate those contracts. So I would say integrity was not to say that we were never going to not terminate those contracts, but I think that's in an early startup, that's always a tougher decision than once you've got 50 clients. To terminate a contract is fairly straightforward, but when you've only got
It's the
5,
difference whether you eat at the end of the month or you don't.
exactly. But I'm really glad that we've chosen that, stuck to that approach. We haven't swayed from our core values and purpose, despite the phase of business we found ourselves in.